Happy Friday to you. Mayor Dan Pope with a weekly update. Lots to report from our city council meeting yesterday. It's when you start at 1 in the afternoon and finish at 10:20 at night, you can get a lot done. So 3 highlights. First and foremost, we voted unanimously to put the Auditorium Coliseum on the ballot in May. Now that was a first reading. There'll be a second reading on February 8th for this, and will be an opportunity for citizens to tell us what they think about the future of the Auditorium Coliseum. As you know, by state law and by our charter, we cannot abandon it. That's the language that's used in that legislation without a vote of citizens. The thumbnail on this is that we lose about $700,000 a year operating those 2 facilities, and we've got millions of dollars of deferred maintenance. We'll talk more about it. I've talked about it previously. There'll be a lot of stats out about it, but that happened last night. The second thing, and where we spent the bulk of the regular meeting last night, was a zoning case in the Guadalupe neighborhood, actually just north of Marcia Sharp Freeway, really just north across Marcia Sharp from where Buddy Holly Hall is being built. I think the interesting thing about this zoning case was that you had neighbors on both sides of the issue. Some of the neighbors wholeheartedly supporting it, some feeling like it would impact the neighborhood, and these are the difficult situations. I think the council did approve the zoning case on a split vote. I believe that most of the sentiments around supporting the zoning case were that a well-done senior living complex that would be just north of the freeway would be a good buffer for the neighborhood, as well as good investment for North Lubbock. Finally, during work session yesterday, we got a briefing on a proposed convention center hotel. Now, this would sit on city land between the Civic Center and Luca, sort of across the street from where Buddy Holly Hall will be. There'll be more to come on this. I would suggest you might go to the city website and go to that part of our discussion. We talked about it yesterday shortly after 1 o'clock, I believe. I think it was the first thing we did. But if you go to the website, you just want to watch part of our video, they're indexed, so you can go to that part of the video. 2 final things. One on Wednesday night this week, we pinned the fire department pinned 12 new firefighters. For 1 year, they've been working through a training sequence that they go through, and it was a great event. I just reminded of what a good job Lubbock Fire and Rescue does, and they did a wonderful job with that ceremony. It was great to be able to be there that night and celebrate that with the families of 12 new Lubbock firefighters. At Coffee with the Mayor this week, I met a couple that have recently moved back to Lubbock, and they grew up in West Texas, went to Texas Tech, spent most of their adult life in the Houston area, and just could move anywhere, they said, and they came to Lubbock, and they were talking about, reminding me about things that are so great about Lubbock. And I know that, I think you know that, but we need to be reminded of it. The first thing they talked about was the fact that we don't have any traffic, and we've got great transportation. I know you're thankful for that, like I am. I hope you have a great weekend. I hope you'll continue with your good ideas and your prayers. I appreciate all of you, and I look forward to talking to you next week.